So this is the latest video, New World Forged in Aeternum. This is all about the seasons. Now, I think some of you guys know my opinion on the season, so I'm very excited to see what they've got to say about it. But we will be jumping back into New World once the season launches on the 28th. I'm very, very excited for the PvP changes. Not so much for the rest of the changes, but the PvP changes I'm very, very excited about. Even just for me, playing in heavy, I can now solo play an OPR and I can find an allied sacred ground. If it works, because on the PTR it really didn't work. So hopefully things have been fixed. But anyway, this is the Forge talk about seasons. Let's just check it out together.
Unique that will give players like a competitive advantage when they purchase the premium track.
No, the premium track is mostly the only thing that's really exclusive to that are the cosmetic items.
That's like a huge start, because we went through the premium track, and there were items in the premium track that you couldn't get in the non-premium track. So either they've changed it, or maybe he hasn't seen what's in the premium track, because it was weapons that you could use and gear you could use. So this is gonna be interesting. Hello, Shane. Good morning, mate.
Forge in Aeternum, where we
Hello,
talk
David.
all things New World. Today I'm joined by Patrick, the seasons lead, and Phil, our progression product owner. Today we're going to do a deep dive on seasons. In case you didn't get to play in the PTR, this will be the show that sort of gives you a deep dive in what they are and why they're important to New World. Yeah. So let's start off with Patrick. Give me a brief overview of what seasons are for New World.
Yeah, so with New World, every quarter we're going to give players a large drop of content that's themed around a central idea. So it's
going to cost around £20, 20 English pounds, roughly, or somewhere between 17 to £20. We'll round it up, £20. We worked it out that it would be, if like half the player base bought it, it would be a good few million every quarter. So this will keep them going.
Season 1 is our example here. We're giving players the Fire and Fellowship season. What comes in Fire and Fellowship is a season narrative. You're going to follow Grace O'Malley and this band of mercenaries along their quest to defeat a Varangian warlock. You're getting a season pass, which is a great way to progress yourself, get a lot of awesome rewards along the way. And then we're also going to give players additional content each season that's tied to that theme. So the Imperium Forge, the Rabbit's Revenge event, and Fury.
Rabbit's Revenge. Yes, the rabbits are coming back. But I think there's a 10-man raid within this too, which is like, I haven't seen it. I'm hoping this is going to be fucking good. But
awesome.
Rabbit's Revenge, woo!
Is that a new crafting station?
Imperium Forge is not a new crafting station. It's a new expedition where you're fighting a lot of Varangian knights and an elemental being named Afrit inside a dungeon. It's really cool.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome, and it is awesome actually. I kind of have an inside track here. It's pretty cool.
One of the things you mentioned, I just want to call out as super important, is this like regular cadence that seasons is going to come out. You know, we're going to try to do this every quarter and like make sure there's an appointment or reason to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Players should know that, you know, when a season comes, this is a great time to hop into the New World. You have a whole new pass to progress, a lot of new content to check out, and as you said, should be an appointment for players.
Yeah. And
but it is good. Like, it genuinely is good because the expedition is good from what I've seen. If they do these balance changes for the PvP, or like actually put it how it should have been at launch, that is good, and it will be a reason for people to come back. My nerves and my worry is that we're going to see what we saw on the PTR, like the ice shower. My issue was that they didn't change the visuals of it. They just slapped an extra visual on top. So the beautiful ice shower that you get, or the beautiful ice storm as an example, you have this really, really cool animation. What they did was they've just put a red thing on top, like a red plaster on top. And what's happened on the PTR was the red plaster was just 45 times bigger, and you could see it on the trees in the distance, and it wasn't working on the thing. So that's easily fixable for them, but it feels like they're just I don't know, finding the easiest way to sort of change it, which makes sense, I guess, but also at the same time it's like, man, how cool would it be if like the actual visuals were really good? Because from what we saw in the PTR, they were really bad. So it is good because it gives people reasons to keep coming back to the game, as long as it's good. We have a track record that it's a little bit, you know, maybe like Crassus. But the new expedition's good. I won't be playing it so much, but it is good.
And that Patrick mentioned is free, right? Regardless of,
oh yeah,
like the narrative, the expedition, all the content is
That's right. Everything's free. So think of it as just a massive update to the game, right? And it comes along with everything Patrick mentioned. And yeah, it doesn't cost anything to just jump in and check it all out. So like, it's a really, really good time for players who, you know, have maybe put the game down for a second to come back in and see all the new improvements. And it also just comes with a bunch of other improvements we're doing across the game too. So it's a huge quarterly massive updates for sure.
Woo!
Well, let's dig into the two biggest parts of seasons that I want to talk about today. The first is Season Pass.
Yeah.
So let's start off with you, Phil. Talk to me a little bit about the Season Pass and the different tracks and how it all works.
Sure. So like we were kind of mentioning, it is free for people to engage with. For the Season Pass itself, similar to other types of examples that you'll find in other games, we have a free pass and a premium pass. And that goes along 100 levels. So when you jump into a new season, you'll have 100 levels of a season to progress through. And the cool part, I think, about our rewards track, about the Season Pass, is that you're going to get rewarded on every single level that you accomplish. So 1 through 100. So it's 100 free rewards and 100 premium rewards that you can earn throughout the course of an entire season.
The first thing that comes to my mind is like, right, how are people going to find a way to cheese this? And 100 rewards will be done within like a day. I'm sure someone will find a way.
Now, the free pass is exactly that. All players can make progress against that when they come in and they start playing through the seasonal content. And that, you know, costs nothing and has 100 rewards. If you want to opt into the premium pass, an optional purchase, you can do that as well. And
they are really pushing on the whole, it's free, it's optional, it's free, you don't have to play, it's free. Yeah, you know, you don't have to get your wallet out, it's free. But you can pay and get all these really good premium rewards.
Both the free and the premium rewards, so you get both rewards. Yeah.
And you can opt in at any time, which is really important. So if you complete your entire free track, then at the very end of the season, you can buy the premium pass too and get all those premium rewards you've earned up until that point.
Yes.
That's super cool.
It's actually fun. That would be a long unboxing moment, but it would be really rewarding and really fun.
So tell me a little bit about the types of rewards players will get. Like, give me some examples of some cool ones in the free track.
Sure.
Just want to know, if you're going to shit talk this, why bother watching this? I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Each their own, of course. Might be turn off and play on it. So New World has 1, allowed me to go full-time Twitch. 2, I absolutely love the game. But there are a lot of cool people that love the very PvE side of the game, the very casual side of the game, and I have no problem with them and no problem with that. But the core game itself does not do some of the basic stuff that so many people want. And one of the reasons I shit talk the game and shit talk why some things are so bad is because it is fucking bad. You know, they've gone from a peak of 1 million players down to less than probably 15,000 players now. And that directly affects me, how much money I can make, how much people I can engage with, how much fun I have with my friends. So the reason I have my opinion on it is because it has directly affected me, and people still watch me for it. I do shit talk in jest, but at the same time it is kind of serious. Take Crassus for as an event. It's one of the shittest events that they ever put out, but they promoted it as it's one of the greatest things. So in my opinion, that deserves some straight up abuse because it's just fucking bad. And I'm going to say it how it is. The reason I'm watching this is because I'm going to be playing it on the 28th. It has some really good changes, and I'm very excited for these changes. But if something's bad, I'm going to fucking say it's bad. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yay, this is really great, when actually it fucking sucks. I'll say it how it is. If you don't like that, you are more than welcome to leave. Like, I don't know what else to say. There are plenty of other streamers who play New World who, you know, love it, absolutely love every part about it, and will blow smoke up its ass every single day. I've had a chance to meet some of these people. David in the middle, I've met him face to face, asked him some tough questions, and you know, that's my opinion on it. And I'd say it to him as well. When I met him, I was like, this is shit. You know, this is shit. The PvP missions are shit. What are you gonna do about them? and now they are changing them. They are changing them. At the end of this year, they're being fucking changed because we do talk about how bad it is. Hey, Rob, good to see you, man. If it ain't real, there's no shit talk. Say it how it is. It is what it is, yeah. I don't think I've shit talked it too much, but saying that you don't get anything extra in the premium than you do the free, unless they've changed it, it's bullshit. It's a fucking lie, because there was drops that you were getting in the premium that you weren't getting in the free, which allowed you an opportunity to get best gear. Do you know what I mean? If they say that that's not how it is, but that's how it was or is, that's bullshit. And I'm gonna call it bullshit because it's bullshit. Simple as that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Why watch something if it's so bad? If I think it's so bad, why do this if I think it's so bad? I'm playing Anno non-stop at the moment, like non-stop. But my entire YouTube, which I make a little bit of money off, is all about New World at the moment. So I enjoy doing this. I enjoy watching it because I do hope. I mean, mate, anyone who's in my stream regularly will tell you I inject copium. Like, I have genuinely supported this game through thick and thin for like 2 years straight. And that's why, because yeah, so as you can see from my response, I am passionate about the game. But if they do something shit and it's fucking stupid, I will fucking say that it's stupid. And it's as simple as that. Regardless of if I've made money from it or they sponsor me on some stuff, I'll say it how it is. Whereas I know some other people won't. I will. So if you're here for that, I love you. Push-ups after. Hey, Shane. Mitzi, push-ups after.
Cosmetics armor skin in there, which is really awesome.
Fair enough. I can respect that as well. I like your streams.
So those are a couple of the premium items in there.
Sorry for the not heated, but passionate response.
It's also just loaded with a bunch of like resources for all of your trade skills, gear, as well as Umbral and Gypsum. We're super generous.
Pretty much, Rob. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna shave the head. Get some Ragnar going.
Yeah. So like, it should be a way for a lot of players to jump in, get a bunch of cool stuff, and make a lot of progress at the same time.
Cool. And what about on the other side, the premium track?
On the premium track,
what's cool on that?
Oh yeah, it's more the same a little bit from the free track of like you get more loot, more in-game items. You get dyes, I forgot to mention, on both tracks. So that's really cool as well. But on the premium track, we do have more cosmetics. So you get weapon skins, tool skins, a tent skin, and you get that tent skin actually pretty early on in the journey. So it's a really good early carrot for players. And then we have a premium apparel skin as well on the track. Actually, let me talk about that. So as you progress through
this is where, because it really does feel like he's avoiding the whole, you are going to get more drops. You are going to get an opportunity to get more drops. It feels like he's avoiding it, but we'll see what he says.
The track, the rewards start to scale a little bit. They get a little bit better as you get to the end track. But at level
it's such corporate talk. They scale a little bit. You're going to get a chance to get business,
100 is where the juiciest rewards are on the track. So for players who complete the season pass, on the free track, they're going to get a free gear set storage slot, which is huge. It adds a lot of benefits.
This also, again, like, as you say, I don't want to shit talk it too much, but this also grinds my gears. If they cared about their community and they actually played their own game, giving us 2 free gear set slots when we don't even want gear set slots. We want loadouts. Like, I'm an advocate for loadouts. For people who play the game, no one fucking wants gear set slots. We want loadouts. But then you got to pay for it. You have to pay. So one of the biggest things in New World, obviously, if you don't play it and you hear from Anno, excuse my rant, but what happens on New World is when you do different content, you need to switch out all your gear. So your headpiece, your chest piece, your arms, your legs, everything. Maybe even your weapons, your shield. If you want to change your shield from round to tower shield, for example, your jewelry. You're going to want to change your attribute points. You're going to want to change your weapon abilities as well, and all this sort of stuff you need to do when you do lots of different pieces of content. So that's everything from harvesting through to logging, through to crafting, through to PvP, PvE. Everything that you do, if you want to do it properly, requires different sets of gear. And what the community were asking for is loadouts. So when you go from one piece of content to another, you can pay or press a button, like pay as an in-game pay, not wallet pay, currency to change from, let's say you're crafting and you're going to salvage your stuff. You're going to want your focus on your character. But before you were crafting, I don't know, you were DPSing in a dungeon. For you to now swap from one to another, you're going to need to change your attribute points and you're going to need to change your gear. So that's not so bad. But you're going to want to change into focus rather than being in strength or dex, whatever you're in. You're going to be able to change your gear set, but you're not going to be able to change your attribute points. So you have to still do that manually. And then if you were then to go from crafting, let's say, through to, I don't know, PvE and then PvP, you have to change again and again. But we worked out that you need roughly, on the low end of the scale, 20 different gear sets to do like lots of the different content. And they've given us 2. And if you want more, as he says, you're going to get 1 more for free, but you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay money for convenience in the game, which I wouldn't mind if it was like they gave us 10. So you had like a meat in the middle, but you're getting 2, man. 2. It's so bad. And that's the sort of thing that pisses me off for sure, because like the whole community wants loadouts. We get gear set storage. It's just some fancy fucking made up name for something that we didn't really want. Now when you peel that back, it is progress in the right direction, because you have all this extra storage now where you can put a couple of pieces of gear, which is good, but it's not what we fucking want. You know? So it's like, oh man, I can't be too fucking mean because they're doing something, but it's not what we wanted. Oh, fuck you. You know? I agree. An attribute point loadout would be so convenient. I think for new players, the gear set storage is going to be really good. For people that have been playing the game from launch, which is probably a good portion of their community still in their current player base. People are doing 2 or 3 expeditions a day. You're doing 2 or 3 different types of PvP a day. You've got all your gathering, all your crafting, all these types of things that happen in each day. So you need many sets, really. Is it free to play? No, New World's not free to play. No, sounds like something a free to play game would do. It does, doesn't it? It does, and I think that's why a lot of people that I've been talking to are kind of really annoyed about this particular topic. So the Seasons has a lot of great things, but then it has a lot of sort of niggly bits that are like, you know, just like, yeah, you just really like get on your nerves. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. So let's continue.
Benefit to players. So that's on
Red Prince, welcome in, man.
The pay track, that's where you unlock the premium apparel skin, along with just some more progression materials and stuff like that. So
as many sets as you want. It would be good, wouldn't it?
Lucrative for players who make it through the entire pass.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I got to ask you, is there anything unique that will give players like a competitive advantage when they purchase the premium track?
No. Everything that you can earn on the premium track, you can earn on the free track, or honestly in game. The premium track is mostly the only thing that's really exclusive to that are the cosmetic items.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you level up. So Phil said there's 100 levels. Take me through like some ways that you can level up.
Yeah, so we have a handful of ways we're expecting players to level up in the pass. First and foremost, we have the season journey. The journey is subdivided into a handful of chapters, and each of these chapters is going to ask you to go do certain pieces of content. So chapter 1, for example, is going to ask me to go locate a lost easel and gather that, go capture a faction control point.
So this is kind of cool. This is like this. We were talking about this before. This gives players direction in the game. So what it's doing is, do you remember we created the like daily checklist that some of the websites picked up and were using? This is essentially like guidance for people in the game, because a lot of people are like logging in and then not sure what to do. But yeah, this is pretty good. Have they said they aren't going to give any more loadouts for free? I think there's 3 free slots, and you can have 9 in total from what I've heard. As much as storage as you want and accessible from everywhere without having to cycle through every freaking town. Praise chaos. You want some copium too, man. I think there are definitely some issues. Yeah, absolutely. So you get microtransactions in a pay game, which is a bad combo for a community. It's sort of, yeah, it is annoying for the community for sure. And I think that's why, you know, when I'm watching things like this, I really want to say what I want to say, because I really would like them to revert this sort of change, because if they revert that, I think that would be very good. They have money to be made on the season pass, and there was rumors of transmog being paid as well. But maybe you're right, Sent. Maybe we'll get more freebies per season. But hopefully they you know, everyone's talking about this, how it should not be paid. So hopefully they start to wiggle that in there, that it's not paid.
Point. Things like that are.
Good morning, Fuzz. Good to see you, mate.
Be doing anyway in New World, so you're going to make consistent progress in your journey, just doing your day-to-day activities. One thing that's really important about the journey that I want to call out is we intend for that to be soloable by players. So if you're a solo player who does not like grouping, or maybe does not like PvP, you have the opportunity to progress.
To not play an MMO.
Progress your entire journey and complete all those chapters. So that was really important to us, and that's something I think we did pretty well in Season 1. Other than the journey, you also have the season activities
sorry
card.
if you're a solo player out there, but not sorry as well.
Card with a lot of stamp locations, kind of like a bingo card, where you're going to have the opportunity
This
to
is quite cool. They've done quite well with this, I think.
So something like
a little bit of fun.
Go and gather a wispy bloom flower if the springtime.
However, when I think about bingo, I think about old people, which is now me and probably a lot of you guys down at the old bingo hall.
Bloom event is active. Or go
69. 69.
By doing that, you're going to get a nice chunk of season XP that you can stamp on the card and collect. Other than those two, we also have the season challenges. These are more aspirational, season-long goals for players to partake in, and they're going to be a lot harder. So one of those, for example, is complete the mutation level 10 Imperium Forge with a score of 75,000
Agree,
points.
Spike. Agree.
That's for the more high-end PvE players, aspirational. People like Phil probably won't complete that during the season.
It's a faraway gleam in my eye, that one. Yeah.
But it's a great way to progress your paths if you happen to complete that challenge. So those are your three primary vectors. The fourth is the passive experience you get just by playing New World. So a lot of activities in the game are going to reward you with tiny amounts of season experience just for doing them. So if you participate in an outpost rush, you'll get 25 season experience here and there. Participating in an arena, completing an expedition, all those activities will reward you. And one change that we have coming in, thanks to PTR feedback, is we're adding in a system that'll give you passive season experience for all experience you gain. So once you hit a certain threshold of player experience, you'll get a nice little bump of season experience, a lot like what we do with Azoth Salt. Yeah. This will let players feel like they're progressing at a consistent cadence, doing whatever they want to do in game.
That's cool. And you like the activity card, right?
I really like the activity card. Yeah, this is I was really excited about this design from day one, honestly, when we were talking about how we want to allow players to make progress in their session. The system that we came up with in the gameplay feature is the activity card. And like Patrick mentioned, it's a bingo card, essentially. It has a lot of the activities that players routinely do in their daily play sessions, a lot of stuff that kind of correlates with activities that players do when they're earning gypsum and things like that as well. And so the idea is you come in your session, you're doing stuff, and you're getting progress on this activity card. You can use it to form goals, but also it should just be something that you're steadily making progress against too. And when you complete one of the activities, you get to go stamp the card. And based on that, there's also a little strategic level of gameplay too, because creating lines and filling out cards gives you bonus XP. So if you're strategic about what you're doing and where you're stamping, then it really is a super powerful way to earn season XP based on just completing stuff and essentially playing bingo. Completing lines, filling up your cards.
Yeah, it's super fun, and you got to decide when to re-roll. Like, there's a little almost mini game in it.
There is, yeah. So I'm really excited. I think it was a really fun way to add a little layer of,
I think it's good.
Strategery on top of the
strategic.
That's a good word. On the season XP, or yeah.
So
We were saying actually at the beginning, it's like, right, how is this going to get cheesed? How is someone going to get this done in like day 2? You know, in traditional New World format, it's done within like 2 days, and then everyone else catches on and it's done. And by the time they fix it, everyone's maxed out. But no, it is a really good touch. This is, again, it's not something someone asked for, but these are the kind of, you know, injects of content that are really good, you know, to be honest. This game needs some sort of guild overhaul unless you want to join wars. There's no need to join a company in MMOs. Yeah, exactly, man. You are right. And I think one of the reasons a lot of people have sort of started to drop off, because when a group of people stop, you know, you are right. People play the MMOs because of people, typically. But yeah, at the moment, Shang's right. Like, you literally have companies to hold money. You know, they haven't sort of kept up with that. Buongiorno, Lucio.
How long is it going to take a player, you think, to get to level 100, an average player?
Yeah, I think
an average player. That's us,
player,
boys.
If you know, I will say that completing the journey will get you a very big chunk of progression. That should get you about halfway through the pass.
Okay.
And then completing
How
the
long,
activity cards and everything
Phil?
else. You know, we want that to be around 50-ish hours, depending on how you're playing.
50 hours.
You could. I mean, that's going to scale based on how. For me, right? Let's go back to the challenges real quick.
You might not get many challenges.
I might not get all the challenges done, right? And so players that do will get through it a bit faster. Players that don't, thanks to the passive XP and thanks to the activity card.
He did say to a scout, and I love the idea of scaling. Now put this word into bosses.
It's about 50 hours, give or take, I think, depending on how proficient you are.
And that should be achievable for even casual players throughout the duration of a season. So we really want to make sure that everyone is able to progress that pass and kind of do that at their leisure.
Yep, correct. Yeah, because it is 3 months, and so yeah.
So I like to focus mostly on PvP. Can I
50 hours. So 50 hours. You can look at it in 2 ways. One is, oh man, I ain't playing this game for 50 hours again. Fuck that. Or 2, I can get that done in a day. 24 hours in a day. I can squeeze in 50.
You still can, yeah.
For sure.
Some of those activities will definitely point you towards other not PvP content. Expeditions are not really PvP content, and that'll be on your journey. But because you're getting that passive XP from arenas and Outpost Rush and other things, you have a path to level 100.
But it might be just a touch slower.
Yeah, it might be a little
There
slower.
are specific PvP activities on the activity card, though, too.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can definitely get rewarded in larger ways, in big chunks for that.
Awesome. Let's jump into the narrative, the other cool thing. So give me a little overview. What is the narrative? What's it about? Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Little touch on PvP. We've got a 16.5-minute video. We got about 30 seconds of PvP chat. Basically, we enjoy our PvP. When I'm playing, I basically play arenas. Outpost Rush now. That's pretty much it. Or we sit in first line and we look for fights. We got about 30 seconds. So if you're looking to PvP this new season, you can progress the pass by doing what you've already been doing. You don't need to change anything. Apparently, you should get XP just by playing. And there should be some bingo card stamps or something that you can do for PvP as well. CSGO 2's coming out. Or what's it called? CS2? Counter-Strike 2? It's not CSGO 2, is it? It's just CS2? Counter-Strike's coming out.
Yeah, for sure. So when we last saw Grace O'Malley, she was shipwrecked.
Hello,
in
Grace.
Aeternum, and you helped free her and do a few quests with her. Now, as a
Hello,
level 60
me
player,
lady.
she's been spreading your name around the island, kind of singing your praises to a lot of people, and she's decided to form a mercenary company. So without your knowing, she's now been kind of selling you out, trying to get people to sign up for your help, and now that she has you on board, you're going to sign along with her, and you help your first client, this Celtic spear warrior named Sky.
Mate, the base story's fucking ace. Imagine if you felt this story in the game, through cinematics and good storytelling. Fuck yeah, I'd love it.
Had her warrior's fire stolen by a Varangian warlock named Faceless. So a lot of the season narrative for the player is going to be helping Sky get that back. You're going to track down Faceless, figure out where he's hiding out, what he's been up to, and ultimately you're going to bring the fight to him. So while you're doing that, you're also recruiting more people to your mercenary company, because a mercenary company of 2 is not that great.
Greetings, greetings.
3 to 4, much better. So you'll meet Xander, the warrior, and you'll help
Yeah.
get him aligned with your goals and bought into helping
What a
us overcome.
Chad.
Awesome. So this is like a quest structure. Are there rewards along the way as I'm doing these quests?
Oh yeah. There are rewards along the way. We're introducing a new material called flame cores too, because that's going to be. It essentially is a little bit similar to the way that the gypsum casts work in the game, but flame cores can be traded in to a specific station that will guarantee that you get items that have the anti-Varangian perk on them. So that's another perk we've added in this season because we're really ramping up the
Anti-Varangian.
Varangian Knights. And so this will be a way for you to kind of get a little
What?
help and a little bit of an edge against the enemy AI in this season. So I'm excited about that. I think
Is that some sort of like? It's not another ward, is it? Or is it that? Is that the human ward? I think people. I heard the guys talking about human wards for the new dungeon. Maybe that's the anti-Varangian perk. It is the ward he's talking about. Oh my gosh. Oh no. People were not happy about this. I saw a couple of fierce forum discussions and a couple of very opinionated streams about the new ward. Human ward.
that's really cool. One big reward I forgot to mention that I do want to touch on is that it's around Sky. So I think Sky is a brilliant character. I think she came out so well.
Who's Sky?
Artists and the narrative team did a great job. I think crafting
She's a new
her.
character.
And when we saw her, it was like, oh my gosh, we need to let the players get that outfit. And so completing the season journey too will also get you a skin of Sky's outfit too, which is really, really cool. So you can be a tartaned up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Celtic warrior like Sky. It's really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Like the Isle of Skye.
Let's talk about some. Can you give me like your favorite moment in the narrative without
buy more gear sets, peasants.
Anything really cool or memorable about it?
Yeah, so one sticks out to me. As you are recruiting people to the
Hey, Dan.
Solar company, Grace interviews a number of candidates in Morningdale. And that sequence to me really kind of drives home where we're heading with cinematics in our quest line.
Yeah.
On top of that,
it's
it's
funny
just
if
funny.
you haven't played it.
Yeah, that's super fun. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. It really does ramp up our in-game story.
I love is it Patrick? These guys are like, yeah, it's super funny. And he's like,
Storytelling though in a good way, and I'm really excited for the future. Just seeing that too, it still makes like I've played it a bunch already. It makes me laugh every time, so it's awesome. It's a really good point.
Any moments that resonate for you?
Yeah, that's a big one actually. Because it still makes me giggle. But the other one too is I love a good villain, and I love the introduction of Faceless, and I think every hero needs a villain personally, and the more that we introduce that and give these threats on Aeternum some characterization and everything too. So like the whole introduction
does look cool.
in the face off with.
he does look very fucking cool. Imagine if he's like actually quite tough. They did say it's all soloable, so I guess he's like a typical sort of New World boss where you could just left click it down. But it's nice, isn't it? It's really cool. It's the Russia gear in black. Mate, it looks great, doesn't it? I think this looks really, really nice. He'll be dead in a second.
Faceless. Yeah,
Very cool.
I really like that.
There's I don't want to give any spoilers,
Yeah.
but there's a cool spy scene that I love where you got to like sort of parkour to the top of a church and you watch them scenes.
Yeah.
I agree. The storytelling is really nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone. That's sort of
Mate, that's pretty cool. If they actually have done some cinematic like that, what you just said there. If you climb the way to the top of a church and then you get to see a cinematic, some sort of Assassin's Creed style shit from the top of the church, fuck yes, mate. I would start to fall in love a little bit again with New World with this. Good storytelling can go a really long way. I think that's it.
Takes us to the end of the deep dive on seasons and brings us to our community question. What we'd love to ask you all is, what do you hope to see in season 2? The one thing that you'd love to see changed or adapted or new in season 2. Thanks for joining us today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in Aeternum.
Communication, gear inventory management. Toasty, that's in Season 1, bro. Please improve the trophy system, more OPR maps, new character models, outfits for females, more cheap premium pass for Brazil, UI for trophy management, faster updates, fixes, and changes. Caps lock was intended. The number of trophies getting a little harder to be. Yes. This is solo versions of all the expeditions, including mutations, would be incredible, or scaling difficulty. I mean, they don't get a huge response on their YouTube anymore, but that's a good amount of people compared to some of the others, you know. Name change, some interesting requests here. They're all very chill and casual, you know. Sort of, I guess, lots of things that you would have expected to see in the game already, but that's it. That's Forge and Eternal about Seasons. I don't really have much of an opinion other than what I've already said. So, yeah. See you on the